what I've done to kind of finish off this section really is just look at how kind of media flows through that environment. Yeah, we'll look at one kind of fault condition and how the service, the red phone service, addresses that issue. Yeah, so on the slide now we've got the normal calling conditions. So your regular IP handsets that are registered to the cloud and got all the signaling from the cloud will use that infrastructure, yeah, that kind of resilient infrastructure to get to the PSTN. So you've got a level of resiliency there for PSTN connectivity for your regular IP handsets. If there was an outage, so what I've got on here, I've just kind of one example, yeah. If your regular IP phones are isolated from the PSTN, yeah, so there's a core network issue, yeah, as we've highlighted there. But those red phone handsets that sit within that resilient kind of red phone domain still have registration to that kind of local call control. They've still got access to the PSTN. The access to the PSTN is fully resilient. So what we're saying really is, if there are, in this example, a kind of core network issue, you've still got telephony services that will mean that your hospital, your kind of acute environment stays up. So your strategic locations will still have telephony, red phone services as is needed to keep that service running. There are obviously, I picked one there. We don't have a massive amount of time, but if the cloud's isolated, yeah, your regular IP phones could potentially register with that environment, yeah. So you have a local call control. So the majority of your handsets stay up, yeah, or all of your handsets, depending on what that kind of risk domain is, yeah. So again, resiliency is incredibly important for cloud in healthcare. How we do it very, we can do it differently for any client. So if you want to kind of completely remove risk from the environment, multiple connections into the cloud, on-prem footprint, multiple links into that footprint, we can just scale this up as is needed for your kind of your organization.
I guess it's just, you talk about obviously the availability requirements and building the services as appropriate, different options around switchboard services and bringing them into that environment. Yeah. And, you're exactly right in terms of, the IP phones, and, you can absolutely bring them in. So if there is a cloud outage or there's issues within certain areas of the trust, them IP phones can register the back. I think the other, we talked about network considerations before, and a key part of this is having full control and visibility of, your signaling and media traffic. And a big part of this around the media traffic is that, you can see, probably articulated a little bit more on the previous slide, but the media stays within the environment. So you don't have media always hairpinning via the cloud. So if you've got IP phones for IP phone calls on site, if you've got IP phones PSTN, what you find with a lot of, cloud delivered services is you end up with traffic hairpinning via that cloud service, and, keeping control, knowing, that stays locally where possible, and knowing that you've got visibility on that are sort of all key points. And then, having that control, visibility, resilience, I guess what we see is, some of them key parts, and, you bring in that resilience piece to, absolutely cover for outages.
Yeah, I get, I could probably labour the point a little bit there, but, quite a lot of these cloud providers will traverse PSTN through the cloud. So what you absolutely need there is, if you want to take their SLA of 99.9995 or 995, whatever it is, your network connectivity needs to be exactly the same. Yeah, so you need multiple links into the cloud, resilient network connectivity into the cloud. So you need to mirror, your network needs to mirror what that availability is in the cloud. Yeah.